thank you so much for your poetry on nature. It's really amazing and it's humorous as well. My question to you is, I studied your work as a student, and I'm now a teacher, and a lot of students study your poetry. They always tend to ask me, did the poet really think about that when they wrote the poem? Did they really put the work into really get that nuanced meaning in those words? That's the question I get from these 16-year-olds doing their GCSEs. My question is around your poem Remains. Is there something specifically you wanted students to keep an eye out for?
So, in answer to the question, do I really mean all that? Too bloody right. Put some effort in. These things don't write themselves. I think what happens as you're composing and constructing a poem is that, and as far as I understand this is true for everybody, you are revising and redrafting in, all the way through. I mean, if you were to look into my notebooks, you would see that a poem, which might only be, sonnet length or sonnet weight, goes through maybe 20 or 30 versions, and it's unlikely that, other than some of the kind of Hollywood marquee words that you need in the poem, that any of those words are going to make it through to the end. And I think the reason why you're changing them is that you're finding more value and more purchase and more meaning in other words when you find alternatives. And that's true about the shape of the poem and the line endings and so on and so forth. So even though I'm not constructing a kind of prose critical commentary down the right-hand margin of why I'm using a particular word and idea or not, I'm sure it's there. And you get quicker at it as well, at interviewing ideas and deciding you need to do something else. You're asking about the poem Remains, which has been on the GCSE syllabus with a couple of exam boards for a few years now. What I would say about that poem is that I was very moved and proud that the exam board had chosen that poem, because at the time it wasn't really in a collection, it was in a film. I'd written it for a Channel 4 film about post-traumatic stress disorder, and I think it was a brave move on behalf of the exam board to use it in a school setting when there weren't kind of books and articles written about the poem. And you were asking, could I give you any little insight or tips? No.